Hey guys, what's going on? Jose here. Welcome to another episode of the Single Player Let's Play. So today, I actually have a plan. So I talked about last episode potentially doing an RFTools storage system, and I've decided that that's exactly what I want to do. I want to do an RFTools based storage system instead of my usual storage system. So what we're going to need is, let's see, if we go to RFTools, there's actually a few things that we can go ahead and get here, because we're going to want to have a few of the, let me think of what they're called. We're going to need storage modules as well as modular storage. So we're going to want modular storage or storage module. That way we don't have to waste space. So there's a few of these that we're going to want, so I'm going to go ahead and plan this out. We're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 7 of these. So let's go and get them crafted. I'm going to consolidate everything that's in this big double chest, or double dense stone storage, into just one of these modular storages. So if we need to make 7 of these, we're going to need 7 machine frames, which means we're going to need, oh boy, that's going to be 28 steel. Do I have that much? I don't. So let me get some of this steel cooking up. In fact, I'm just going to grab a whole stack of iron. We'll just go and make an entire stack. I've done a lot of mining in between episodes, and so I'm actually doing relatively well right now on my resources, finally. It looked like I was pretty low on iron, but I actually condensed an entire stack of iron blocks as well. So we're doing very nicely, but this is part of why I want to get the stone, or the storage going a little nicer. So we're going to need 7 chests. And let me see. Okay. Yeah, 8. Good enough. We'll have a few extras anyways. That's fine. We're also going to need, let me see, 28 redstone, 21 quartz. And we'll go ahead and have the recipe set up in here. No point in really worrying about it too much. We're also going to need, for the machine frames, each one of those is going to require a capacitor, so we're going to need 7 capacitors. And of course, these recipes have been mind tweaked, so if you're wondering why they look a little strange, that is exactly why right there, is because I use Mind Tweaker to kind of make it so that you're not more inclined to go with this over something else. Because I do want to kind of maintain a little bit of balance as far as why you would want to choose RFTools over another mod, or vice versa. And then we're going to need 14 of those. What doesn't... Oh, chests. I was trying to figure out what was causing the glitched texture, but that makes sense. So at this point, we're just going to need some machine frames. And storage modules should not be that expensive. So these are mostly just going to be blocks of gold, blocks of iron, blocks of quartz even. It doesn't look like it'll be that bad. It does look like I'm going to need quite a few chests though, so I should just go get some wood real quick. Because I'm going to do storage module tier 3 for all of these, so that means I'm going to need 21 chests. We'll just grab an entire stack of oak wood. I'm not really worried about wasting wood. Obviously, it's renewable for us, so not something I am too terribly concerned about, honestly. And so, let me see. For our storage module, we are going to need... I can actually get started making these while the steel is cooking. So we're going to need some gold. We're going to need some iron, some quartz, and some redstone. Believe me, I have a plan for why I'm grabbing all this random looking stuff. Please don't do that. In fact, I'm gonna just craft these over here. Grab a stack of redstone blocks, or over a stack, as the case may be. And we'll get started with all of our storage modules. So, we're going to need 7 tier 1s. So I'm going to need a few gold nuggets. Let me see, that's should be enough for 7. I am missing iron. Whoops. I thought I grabbed iron ingots, but I guess not. Oh well. So we'll need 7 of these. Do they not stack? Oh, they don't stack, that's right. And then for the tier 2, it's just gold, quartz, and more chests, so I think we actually are going to be just fine there. And then tier 3 is blocks, and that's where I'm going to need to make some. We're going to need... Wait, how many do we need? We need 2 each, 7, so we'll need 14. I need to go to the nether soon. But that's looking pretty good. We didn't use too much gold in that process. We did use a decent bit, but not a ridiculous amount. You know, I'm noticing my game is freezing up a lot. I don't really know why, though. I should have plenty of memory allocated, so... Yeah, it doesn't seem to be using nearly that much, so I'm not really sure why it's lagging. That's strange. Well, not lagging, it's just freezing. Whatever. We'll figure that out later, I guess. So we have, these belong here again. Let me see how that steel's doing. How many did we need? 9 more? Well, there's 5. I guess we can get started moving some of our items over into those anyways, because it'll take a while. And so now we just need 4 more. Modular storage. There we go. Cool. So, where should we begin? I guess, first of all, I should put that where it belongs. And I'm going to put these storage modules in my backpack. That way I don't have to worry about how much room I have available. I can just kind of keep that little bit around. Let me also go take the oak wood out here. I'm pretty sure I'll end up voiding it by putting it in this barrel, or this drawer, but yeah, voided. Whatever. Worth making sure everything's where it belongs, if you ask me at least. And so, looking at what we have here, I think what I can do, actually, is... I'm trying to think. I don't have a very easy or efficient way of moving things, so I'll just use inventory tweaks to kind of help me out with booting everything out of there. So, I have never actually used one of these in a world before. I've only tested them, like in, I just got done testing in single player to see how the heck these things work. So I'm going to warn you now that it's going to be pretty funny watching me pretty much mess everything up. Because this is going to go, like, I understand how they work, but it's going to take me a long time to get used to how they work, if that makes any sense. Because they're super cool, and I really enjoy how they work. But I'm going to have a very difficult time adjusting to sort of the norms and standards of the way things go. I'm going to make myself a drawer real quick, a storage drawer, because a few of these things that I've turned into blocks here have or dictionaried themselves into the wrong variety that I normally use. And so I'm going to use I'm just going to use a basic drawer here to help me convert. So like this is using that kind of silver, but I use a different kind of silver, these silver ingots, normally. So, and it's not that I care, but it's not that I care about which one I use or like would change anything massively, but there's a few things where that actually does like start to get to be a nuisance. So we'll go and put everything away though, and each one of these tier 3 modules holds 300 stacks. So right now we're using 52 stacks out of 300 stacks, and so if I just put, each time I put something in here it makes its own 1 stack. And so you can do something like, let me see, what's that? Compact equal stacks, and that'll minimize how many you're using. As you can see, copper has the same issue. I have tons of copper, but they're all changing into weird different types. So let me get all the silver out of here. We'll dump it back in, and we'll change all of these copper ingots into IC2 copper ingots. And we'll do the same thing for tin, because I know I'm going to have the same issue with tin, I believe. I'm not actually sure. It's hard to tell with the textures. And we'll just compact equal stacks, and we are good to go. We can also store recipes here, though, which is really useful, because if we store recipes here, we don't have to go and drag back and forth and kind of run around to that. We can actually do a few of our recipes right here if we wanted to. So if there was something that we were doing a lot of, we could just do it right here, and craft one. After I store it, I can craft one, and you'll see, boom, one. That being said, not really what I'll be doing, but still a neat little proof of concept nonetheless. So that is our modular storage already set up for one of our inventories for one of our chests. So we're going to go and do the same thing. I don't think I'll need this anymore. I think the ingots were the only things that I was really going to have problems with the ore dictionary, so we'll put this back in here. And so we're going to have the same inventory issue with this chest. In fact, it'll be even worse. But that's okay. So we'll do modular storage with one of these modules, and we'll just start dumping these in here. I like it in just the items are shown with icons. I don't care about the name. I know what these are called. Generally. And we'll just compact equal stacks to make sure that I'm not wasting anything. And I love the visual representation just right here on the front saying how much we're using. This is actually really cool. Like I said, I've never actually used these before, so a lot of things that I'm discovering that are just like minor things that you really probably would already know if you've used this a lot, but obviously I haven't. So we'll just do the same thing. Now the reason I'm throwing these off to the side is because if I just broke the chest, there's always a risk that not all of the items would end up right here, that some of them would like be thrown outside, and I really don't want that. So that's why I'm doing it the way I am. Hopefully you guys can agree that, whoops, that belongs in my inventory, and so does that. Hopefully you guys can agree that sometimes the nature of item entities coming from a broken chest is very, very unpredictable. So, hopefully the last 4 pieces of steel that I needed are done. They should be by now, I would imagine. Yep. And that even leaves us 2 extra, which is fine. We'll just toss them in our ingots container and go ahead and finish up that machine frame and this modular storage and put that there. We finished up that one, so now we'll just do this one. Now this one is going to be a little more tricky because it's not just going to be this storage, it's also going to be everything we have in that in here as well. So I guess I'm just going to start by taking out all of these items and moving them. I'm going to keep my stacks compressed for the stone. I think that'll be pretty wise. And yeah, this doesn't seem to be using up too much space. I was really worried that we were going to overfill this because this is kind of like the junk resources and such, but it looks like we'll actually be relatively okay. So that's not bad. Now there's a few recipes that I can already tell you right now I'm going to want to store in here, so might as well get those in there, why not? So I know that I'm going to want to store compressed cobble as a recipe. I know I'm going to want to store compressed dirt as a recipe. Oops. Because these two are things that I always end up with like a ton of. Let me think. Oh, that did not need to go in there. That needs to go in. No. No, no. Calm down. interesting. The modular storage actually maintains its owner when you break it. That's really smart, actually. It keeps people from trying to break stuff to make it theirs on some less secure servers. And then the other recipe that I'm going to want to teach for sure is, can I just clear this? Is there an easy way of clearing this? I guess not. Is clay to clay balls. And that way, if I ever need these things, I can just come over here and craft them. Like, for example, if I want to craft a stack of clay balls, I can just do that real quick. Or, of course, I'm actually going to uncraft that back into clay blocks to reduce my stack count. But another one that's really good is if I want to do this one, just double-click it, craft a stack, and boom, I actually just reduced quite a bit of my total storage. That being said, I do want to keep just a few pieces of cobblestone around, so we'll keep about that many as just plain cobblestone. And I'm trying to think if there's any others. I guess we can do compressed. Why not? Compressed netherrack is a recipe, right? Yes. Whoops. Yeah, whatever. Not like these are very difficult to teach. There we go. And so now we have pretty nicely cleaned up our total space used. This one's going to be kind of a pain in the butt, I'm going to be honest with you, because there's not really, there's not really a lot that we can do to simplify, like, what all's being stored here. And I don't think I'm keeping tracks in two different chests, am I? No. I'm keeping tracks in this chest because of Railcraft, so just if you're wondering, like, why I validate certain things in the weird ways that I do, that is how. So we'll grab another storage module and just go ahead and start tossing everything in here. Of course, the extra utilities achievements are a little bit silly because they trigger when you pick up the item, which is a little bit strange if you ask me, but whatever. Not a lot to be done there. And I think this is really all that is truly critical. Yeah, I think that's fine. And all of my bees are there, right? Yep, cool. So that looks good. That looks good. Why is... I guess since I'm only using 60, it's not really... There we go. I was going to say, that looked like it was really just super glitchy. There we go. That fixed that, though. And this one will be easy. We'll just break that. Fortunately, this chest was not very full, so it'll be easy to get everything moved. I don't know what the groups are for, so if you have any idea what the groups do, let me know. And then there's this chest. This chest is not going to be very fun, because it is my biggest chest, and there's a reason for that. It's because I have a ton of junk. So let's do that, break that, and actually that might not be so bad. Yeah, I knew this was going to probably be the more full one, and it definitely is. But there we go. So now our storage is changed over to modular storage, which is pretty cool. Like I said, I've never used this before. It's really neat to just kind of see it work. I like the simplicity, I really do. And the fact that these are just kind of working without having RF. Now, I know that I could have done wireless and kind of had a lot more to it if I really wanted to, but I'm not necessarily concerned about that too much. So yeah, I'm gonna say that I'm pretty happy here with what we've got, especially considering how nicely this is keeping all of our super ridiculous supply of ingots and stuff all nice and together. It's a lot more condensed than, say, your typical what am I trying to say? Your typical drawer network. So this is a little bit better than that in my opinion. The only thing that I would love is to be able to access things on external networks through a similar GUI, but that's fine. I can totally understand that. So give me a few minutes. I want to get a few other things together, and we will go ahead and finish up the rest of the stuff I want to get done this episode. Alright guys, so for the rest of the episode, I've actually come to a realization of something that would be particularly helpful for us to get done, so I think it's about time that I actually do it and stop messing around here, because it really is pretty important. So, I'm thinking of ways that we can get our power up here without it looking like completely ridiculous. And I think I have an idea. So if we took out this piece of the house, that leaves us with oak wood planks there, and we can line the oak wood planks all the way across. So my idea, I suppose, would be this then. If I come over here, I should have some conduit binder. Let's make a few facades. We're going to need quite a few, actually. So it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and make some clay. And maybe go ahead and teach this thing how to make binder composites. Would not be a bad idea. Can it? Oh, it can! Ah, I love it. So let's go ahead and do... Can you do... What are you short on? Gravel. Gravel, huh? Okay, that's no big deal. We actually have some, and I'll just uncraft it in my inventory because it's easier. And we'll make a lot of this, actually. Yeah, that's good. And so I'll leave this in here to smelt. And we'll make a few conduit facades. 8 should be a start. Now I also need to see, I should have a few energy conduits somewhere, I think. Yeah, not really a lot. So let's get some more crafted as well. We'll just do... Well, I don't quite want that many. We'll do 12. Yeah, that'll do. And so we'll need to craft 6 of these into oak. And then we'll do that. Let me go downstairs. I want to get this machine upgrade. But yeah, I like these RF transmitters a little bit, but they're not really good enough, to be completely honest. They just can't quite keep up. Now, I know I'm going to need quite a few of these, so that's fine. But we can go ahead and start. That's going to be enough of that. Let me just come over here and grab some more of the conduit binder and craft up some more enhanced energy conduits. So this is where having the jetpack is going to be really helpful, because what we'll do is we'll output on this side and go straight up. This will be just like that, and then all of these, whoops, these are logs, not facades. All of these can go straight down, just like that. And so now, from the outside, you can't even tell that that's a line of conduits. But it definitely, totally is. So, I guess from here, the other challenge is, how do I hook these up? But I don't really know. So what I might end up having to do is... Ooh, you know, that could actually look really cool. So we will go ahead... let me get my axe out. Let me do this the right way. Because I want to have RF energy going all the way even into this room, because I want to get this thing hooked up to like the original power source, essentially, is what I'm hoping for, what I'm aiming at. So let me see, did these finish? Yep, they finished. I don't think that's enough still. 1, 2, no, that's definitely not enough. We're definitely going to need, I think, 1 more. Yeah, 1 more. And then what we can do is we can use some of the immersive engineering. Let me come outside here and grab these planks that I think should still be out here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. So then we can hook up our immersive engineering wiring instead, which I think would be pretty cool. So if I get... I have to remember what all it is that I'm going to need. To be honest, I don't remember for sure. Let's see. So we have that. I'm trying to think if this will be sufficient. No, we're going to need more LV wire connector. So how do I make these again? I know it's hardened clay, and I think I have some still. I do. Excellent. And then copper. I remember everything was copper. So we will craft up... I think I only should need a few more of these. And then 9 LV wire coils should be plenty. So I'm going to get rid of these, because they're okay, but they're not really as great as I was hoping they would be. And so I will hook up... I suppose I will do... See, that's the other tricky part, is do I want to hook this up... Oh, wait, duh, that's there. So if I hook that up there... In fact, let me change this. I've been meaning to change this up a little bit. Whoops, I still needed that. So if I change this kind of how I want it to be, because upstairs is getting a little bit hectic, I might need to kind of work on a warehouse style something for this. I don't really know yet. But if I come over here, get rid of this, get rid of this. If I hook you up, no, because then that's going to get in the way. So I guess what I will do... Have I got any other treated wood? Oh yes, actually, I know where my treated wood is. It's all right upstairs. Right there. And treated wood into these. I think these are the right ones. I can do... Nope, those were not the right ones. But these are. There we go. So now, if I do that to this, to these three, I think this will work. And so now you're still receiving RF? Yeah, you're receiving RF, definitely. Good, good. And so I can do something similar over here. I can do that to that. And then over to here, I believe, is the input of power, I think. I'm not actually certain. I think, though. So I'll have to start using this side as my ladder now, which is okay. It'll be fine. So I'm currently outputting quite a lot of power to catch up for everything, but I think we'll be neutralized here shortly. Let me just get some of this cobblestone. And test the crusher out and make sure that the power is getting to the crusher still. Come on. Yeah, it definitely seems to still be getting to the crusher just fine. And if I take a look down here, we're probably outputting even more RF. How are these doing? Are you finally full? Full, full, and full. Good. And you're going to be producing... Yeah, that seems about right. So it's running the crusher at full speed, and then I've actually got a slight net gain. So I think we're in good shape, and the crusher is still getting energy. So I am personally very pleased. I think this is working out very nicely. So, I think I'm going to go and call the episode there. We've still got our steel getting cooked up. And everything seems to be going just fine. I'm probably going to build a new warehouse in between episodes because warehouses are kind of boring to build, but I need somewhere new to put this. This is a little bit ridiculous. So I will eventually probably move all that stuff and then leave the upstairs open like that, but move some more of my machinery up there. So in between episodes, like I said, expect to see me build, or don't expect to see it, but expect that I will build a little warehouse type area for all of our big multi-block structures to kind of make it seem somewhat logical, hopefully. And yeah, so I'll go ahead and call it there, and I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll see you guys next time.